Hi and welcome to cheekyricho's traditional French prune cake, or fibre, breton or pruneaux. Please excuse my French pronunciation, it's absolutely hopeless. We will be making a gluten-free version, which is probably not traditional, but we try to look after our gluten-free viewers. The ingredients are in the recipe box below. It's very easy to do, so let's get started. We have got a 15 by 20 centimetre glass pan. Ideally it should be square, but that's all I have, which is also about 6 by 8 inches, and we're just going to grease that and put it to one side. Now we've got our prunes here, and we're just going to macerate them in some rum. Of course we're using rum. So just tip our prunes into our container. These are seedless prunes and they're absolutely gorgeous. They're that plump and fat and juicy already, and we're going to be pouring a rum over it. Now using dark rum here, which is actually a spiced rum made by Macleod. It's quite gorgeous. So just pour that over the top, put the lid on it, good sealing lid, and give it a good shake so that that rum has a chance to travel all the way into those prunes. Ideally this would be nice to be done overnight, but you could just do it for an hour or so, but we need to have some of the rum inside the prunes. Put that to one side and we'll come back in an hour. Okay, our prunes have well and truly soaked up that rum now. They're nice and fat and juicy. They were fat and juicy before, but they're fat and juicier now. This is a little collapsible silicone colander. How cool is that? So we're just going to tip our prunes in there to drain. We're going to retain that rum, so just let that have a little drain. We've got our milk which we have just warmed, and our honey which we have just warmed. The reason being we want this to dissolve. To our bowl with just a tiny bit of rum that's come out of it. The rest of it's been absorbed by the prunes. We add our eggs and just mix those up. If you don't want to use this in a gluten-free recipe, you can just use the flour of your choice. Don't warm your milk too much, because if you do, it will cook the eggs. So it's in with our milk now, in with our honey now. It's really quite liquid. And mix that all around. Now we're using half gluten-free corn flour and half potato flour or potato starch. So in with that now. It'll mix in very readily. Won't have any lumps at all. It's essentially going to be almost like a custard, but it's going to be honey flavoured and it's going to be delicious with our rummy prunes in there. Okay, let's put that to one side. Now for our bowl, we've just greased that with some butter, and we're going to lay our prunes around. Best way to do this is to do it with your fingers. Try and make a pattern if you like, but I'm not sure how that would work. Just get them all laid out. Okay, they're all laid out now, all except for one that won't fit. So I'm going to eat that. Oh, yum yum. Right, just any extra rummy juice, tip it into our bowl, and we're just going to pour this gently over the top of it with our delicious rummy prunes without dislodging them if you can help that. You could ladle it or pour it gently over the back of a spatula. Now we've preheated our oven to 180 degrees fan forced, and we're just going to gently pour this over our prunes. And the yummy custardy stuff will run all over and around them. Now you could sprinkle this with a little nutmeg or cinnamon if you like, but I'm going to be serving it with a dusting of icing sugar, so that's not necessary. Onto a baking tray, into the oven, and we're going to bake it for 1 hour. So 60 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Okay, an hour later, and this is what you should have. It's still a little bit jiggly in the center, really brown on top. We're just going to let it cool, slice it, and dust it with some icing sugar. Okay, it's still quite warm, but we can't wait. We've just got to go and try this. So we're just going to loosen it from the edges, just using a sharp knife, and then we're just going to cut it into squares all the way through those prunes, because your chances of cutting in between the rows are zilch. Smelling pretty good. Hope you enjoyed this little cooking demonstration. If you would like to see more interesting recipes and ideas, just check out our cheekyricho channel, and don't forget to please subscribe, and do come back and visit us again soon. We have so much more to show you, and we're uploading lots of videos every week, and thank you very much for watching. And there you have it, cheekyricho's prune cake. It's gluten-free. You can see the two distinct layers separated a little bit, so you've got a custard layer on the top and your rummy prunes at the bottom. Let's have a taste, shall we? My goodness. That's gorgeous. Prunes are very good for you. Not so much the rum, but I use low-fat milk and natural organic honey and free-range eggs. It's delicious. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day.